Greetings, I'm Matt Slater, the District Secretary for the Eastern Michigan District Church of the Nazarene. We're nearing the end of our church year, and we as churches and pastors are beginning to prepare ourselves for the act of reporting. You have likely received from me a letter detailing the deadlines and the particular forms that you need to submit for our end of church year. Please make sure you use that to know exactly when and what you need to do as we begin our process of reporting. We will continue using the annual Pastor Report website, which is provided by Kansas City. And there, if you need help with that, there is a walkthrough video that I can share with you via email separately. This video serves as a walkthrough tutorial for one of the resources that we use here in Eastern Michigan. It is called the District Toolbox. You'll use a District Toolbox to complete your certificate of election, update your church directory, share with us your deceased members. So we hope that this tool helps us to spend less time reporting and less time getting the reports together for district assembly and more time in our ministries. So we hope that this is a valuable tool as you report, and we hope that this video serves you well in getting to know the interface and learning how to use the District Toolbox. To begin using our District Toolbox, you will need to create an account for you as a minister and for anybody who might be reporting. We ask that for each church, as far as reporting for the church, that there would be only 2 people. You begin by going to the link that I have provided you, the Create Account page, and typing in your information. You see that your username is automatically generated as the email that you are signing up for. It's nice that they want me to use a strong password, but I'll choose my own in this moment. Choose which church that you are reporting for or which church you're at. And then provide the access code that is provided to you in the email that I have sent already. Once you have logged in, you'll find the information of the church that you are currently pastoring or that you are reporting for immediately. This is what we call the Pastor Dashboard. It is a very helpful place for the reporting, as it not only includes the most up-to-date information that we have on the district for your church and for your pastor, but as you scroll down, it will provide you the proper amounts of forms that need to be completed for district assembly. You will also find, as we have more years underneath us, statistics from the previous years for your church, again, as we populate them in the coming years. To start off, please make sure that your church information and your lead pastor information is up to date by clicking Edit. Here you will find all of the different church information pieces that we need to have to get a hold of you. If you have a different mailing address, make sure you click this and it will bring down a new prompt for you if say your church has a P.O. box. Please update everything. You can even include a photo of your lead pastor here by clicking Choose File, and it will show up here once you upload that. Now, when it comes to reporting for district assembly, you will submit your typical APR on the other Nazarene website, and you will submit all 4 of these forms to us so that we can properly be prepared for district assembly. Your certificate of election, your church directory, your deceased members, and your budget and staff approval. Now, even if you do not have staff to report, you will need to fill out the budget and staff approval. This way we know that every single church has submitted all of their forms at the completion of all of the reporting. Let's go ahead and start there with the budget and staff approval. It's quite simple. If you've ever filled out this before when it was hosted on SurveyMonkey, it is the same exact piece, other than the fact that your submitter info is located here. Your
login will auto-populate this every single time. You'll answer a number of these questions. All of these are required to be filled in. So if you do not have anybody as far as staff approvals, make sure you type none in every one of these boxes. After you are done, hit submit, and it will be completed on your pastor dashboard. One nice thing about this interface is that as you complete these forms, it will tell you that it is completed right here. So there will never be a moment where you are afraid that you forgot a form or you forgot to attach something to an email. You will know whether or not you've submitted a form correctly or not based on this interface. Let's move into the certificate of election. There's something that needs to be known about this certificate of election. This certificate of election is only for reporting your delegates of the senior pastor, the auxiliary leaders, and your elected lay delegates. You will not include ordained or licensed ministers serving in your local church that might be serving as associates, pastoral service, or chaplains, or even the retired ministers within your congregation. They will register for assembly by completing their own annual reports, which is a separate form outside of the pastor dashboard. They will receive those links directly from the district secretary each year so that they can share their report with the district and be registered for district assembly. So again, your certificate of election that you submit will not include ordained or licensed ministers in your local church. As you can see, again, your submitter info auto-populates once again. You will type in your lead pastor and make sure you include emails for every single delegate. Email is how your delegate will receive their election credentials at the district assembly. So for me, for example, that's my church email there. If there are co-lead pastors at the local congregation, just simply click this and you can add the second lead pastor there. After you've put in the lead pastor information, you'll move down to share the auxiliary leaders that will be delegates at your district assembly, NMI president, NYI president, NDI chair, and simply make sure you, again, share all of their information so that we can properly send election credentials, voting credentials to them via email, and so that they can be properly registered when they get to assembly. Now, after you have filled that out, however applicable to your particular context, you'll move down here to the elected delegates to the assembly. Here you simply type in the number of members that you have within your own church, and then in this drop down, you will find the amount of delegates that you are allowed to elect to the assembly. So, for example, we have 100. Say you have 130 in your church membership, you will be between 126 and 175. Click that, and there will be 3 spaces for your elected delegates to be shared with us and who plan to come to assembly. Now, you also may have alternates at the end of that, depending on however many alternates that you have after those delegates that were elected. You just simply click that and share their information as well. Again, it's very important that you share all of the information for your elected delegates so that whenever they come to assembly, we will have their name and their information on file and will be ready to register them quickly. Once again, I need to reiterate, you will not include ordained or licensed ministers on this certificate of election. They will register for assembly by submitting their annual reports. After you've shared all the information, please hit submit. Let's move into the church directory. The wonderful piece about this church directory is that this will auto import all the contact information that you provide to us for our handbook and journal, as well as a database for the Eastern Michigan district. So making sure that you have all of this information correct and up to date is very important, not just for reporting, but throughout the year for us to be able to get a hold of any particular leaders in your local congregation. Again, auto-populate your information, church address, same thing that we did previously, lead pastor information. Now once you get to the staff officer information, this is when things might get a little confusing, so I just want to make sure that you know exactly what to do. Okay? Below you will find the church board secretary and the church treasurer information. Please make sure you fill that out and that should be a part of your polity locally, regardless of your other leaders. Now, staff officer information. This is for you to report any associate pastors that you have and the lay leaders that are leading in your local context. Please do us a favor. All of these positions that are in this drop down, we try to be as comprehensive as possible, but there's a possibility that the position is not listed here. Select the position that best represents that person. So, for example, say I have an associate pastor of worship. You'll click associate pastor of worship. If they are licensed minister, please include reverend before their name. Bill and Elizabeth were a part of my previous district, so that's nice of them to show up there. Include their email and their phone number. I only remember my 734s right now. Okay. If you have other staff members or officers to report, you just simply click this checkbox and another prompt will come forward. As I shared with you earlier, a lot of your lay leaders are going to be under the director name. So, for example, director of children's ministry if it's a lay leader, or even your NDI superintendent, NYI president, NMI presidents, etc. Your lay leaders are going to be utilizing this as well. So say, for example, you have a director of men's ministry, not a pastor. You just simply put in their name as such without the reverend and move forward. Click this until you have reported everybody, all of your licensed ministers, all of your lay leaders, and then of course, please share the information regarding the church board secretary and treasurer, and at the end, hit submit. Lastly, we will look at probably the easiest form. Again, please submit this form even if you have not lost any members this year. Your submitter info will populate as typical, and then please list in alphabetical order by last name everybody who has joined the church triumphant since last assembly. This way we can properly honor them at our district assembly. If you have none, just simply type none.
I hope this video has been a blessing to you as you begin to prepare your reports for the end of this church year. Again, we hope that the district toolbox is something that makes our lives more convenient and more efficient in the reporting. If you have any questions regarding the toolbox or the APR or really anything, do not hesitate to reach out to me. My email and my phone number is located in every correspondence I send out via email. We hope that your time of reporting is blessed, and we cannot wait to see you at our district assembly. God bless you.